Rank the albums. Let's look at Patrick Wolf. His first album is called Lycanthropy. He was very young when he made this, and he made it all by himself. It's kind of relatable. I think this debut album strongly evidences why he was called a prodigy and why he got a recording contract. It's very inventive. I think you'd classify his sound at the time as folktronica. In the longer term, he might be filed under baroque pop, and you can always put it somewhere between those. He plays a great array of traditional instruments and computer music, and it melds together perfectly. There's an awkwardness to this album, but that's its strength, a kind of aloofness. It's a great listen. Patrick is one of those musicians who sounds categorically different on every record, but still consistent throughout the career, but each one is devoted to a particular sound. On his second album, he dialed back the electronic elements a bit to make what you could basically call an acoustic album. Quite sparse sounding, and in this jewel case, Patrick was just firing on some cylinders. The singles are good, it's alright, but it doesn't match up to the debut. Then we reach his most mainstream move in what you can call a kind of glam album, The Magic Position.
What exactly is the sound of glam? Glamour is a visual aesthetic. This album doesn't really sound like the glam music you're familiar with, yet somehow it just is. Glam.
This one's kind of light on content, like not all of those tracks could I refer to as a song. But like any mainstream turn, it's propped up by some very strong singles. This is again great work, but kind of less of it. At a time when Scissor Sisters and Rufus Wainwright and Mika were getting hits, Patrick Wolf really should have been dominating. He's a bit like those things, but without the bits that make those things kind of... This album's a step up, but I still prefer the debut. His next work was initially announced as a double album. It changed along the way and eventually became first a product called The Bachelor. With this one, we're really back in the mire of angst and gloom, and that's very much his strengths. Not his only strengths. But now this one is overflowing with content and talent and different sounds. You really need to hear this one. It's very dramatic and expressive. It's his best work thus far. The second half of that alleged double album then came out as Lupercalia. Patrick's choice for a new direction in this one was to become sunny and positive. If you're gonna do that, you really need the strongest songwriting to back it up. And I think he's got it. This is a really good pop album. It's fun from beginning to end. I'm not sure people agree with me on this one, but I think in quality it's very close to his debut, and I don't even know for sure which side. You know what? The upper side. It's just more elegant, more refined, fully formed. The debut has some of the weaknesses of a teenage debut album, and that one doesn't. Got this EP here called Brumalia. It offers a few more tracks in a similar-ish style to Lupercalia, but darker again. He had a lot of ideas to offer. I think this one's relatively disposable. It's going down here above Wind in the Wires. You don't really need that, but when you realize how brilliant the rest of it is, you'll get it and you'll appreciate that you did. And now we're already at the end, or I hope to say the end of Patrick's first career. He very elegantly wrapped up when he was on brilliant form by making his own version of a best-of. It's one of those with new acoustic recordings of some of his best songs. Acoustic chamber music, I suppose. Not all of them bring new strengths to the tracks. This one is optional to check out, but I bet you will when you realize how strong his repertoire is. Once again, that's going down here, but it's kind of because you should listen to these things in their album forms. I love the music of Patrick Wolf. It's so expressive and intelligent and unique. I really wish we had more like him, but kind of his uniqueness is a strength. These are such eloquent works. Give them a try in this order of preference, but you may as well go chronological because you'll love it.